Alright guys, this is your boy Roots from Team Relinquish, and we got local duelist Christian that has a very interesting deck that he just went undefeated with locals with. So Christian, introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your deck.
My name is Christian. I played like some Lightsworn, Orbital, Hyrdalander, dot deck. That card's insane, unless you mill doubles like I did like all day today except once. But other than that, the deck's insane. It's like 44 cards. So it's more consistent than like a 60 card deck.
Alright, so let's get down to the deck profile.
Well, since Hyrdalander really can't have duplicates engraved, it was hard to come up with ratios, so I played the Predator Plant engine in the one Cobra. I played one Cobra and one Cobra, two Scorpio, one Lone Fire. Obviously, you don't want to do Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Lone Fire into this because Hydralander's dead. These cards are just really good starter cards. They really love to get ashed. You play the Brilliant Engine. This is just the best card for the Mrs. Radio play. Everyone should know what I'm talking about. These are the best cards to summon off of. This is the best card. This is the best card to summon off of Mrs. But in case you draw this, you can pitch it and still have two targets in the deck. And these just extend your plays in case you don't want to get ashed with this, or you draw like a Garnet, which I drew. I drew these cards a lot, but it didn't stop me from making plays. I'll play the Snow package. This card, it should be banned, it should be hit, it should be something, but it's such a big cost and so many cards to out it that I really don't care. This says Snow banishes 6, this says Snow pops a card as well. This deck's just insane. And it's really good with the Amaterasu to add back the hand traps on your opponent's turn and special summon and just keep going. For the Lightsworns, I play one Lumina, you only need one. I sided out. I always regretted it siding it out, but it didn't like stop me from making plays. It just stopped me from extending. One Lila, I actually don't even. I always search for this card so I could pitch it off Solar Recharge. They use its effect once, and it was just to bait out the Pendulum Trap. Two Felice. Me and my friend Nick were talking about the deck, and I backed up 3 Felice because your Minervas would be so plus, but I just didn't feel like drawing it as often. And Solar Recharge, it's good, but you still don't want to just draw it. 3 Raiden. This is the best normal summon for a Lightsworn, unless you have a Lightsworn engraved and you search Lumina. This is really good. Goroth. My first turn, I don't play grass. I got like down to 6 cards in deck with Goroth because he just keeps milling, and on end phase he keeps milling. They keep drawing cards, and it's just. It's probably the best one with Minerva on board, but you don't want to play more of it because you just don't. You just don't want to play more of it. 3 Wolf. This is the only one I'm willing to play more of because you get its effect off of Charge the Library Gate, which is at 3. So this is really good. 2 hand traps to add back off of Amaterasu. I would play Ash, but I don't have Ash, so that's not happening. 3 Orbital Hydralanders. This card says mill 3 for cost, so it's a Dante or charge or whatever. And as long as you don't mill a copy of another card engraved, and even if you have Snow, you can banish it since this is cost, you pop a card. And it doesn't target, and it's during either player's turn, and this is just an inherent summon where if you have 5 monsters with different names engraved, none that repeat, and when you mill, you only have to have 2 in the grave that don't repeat, so Snow's really good. When you mill Snow off this card, it's just game. Every time I summon this card, I won that game the next turn. I summoned 2 one turn, and it was stupid. For the spells, I play 3 charge. Obviously, this card does everything. 3 brilliance. You don't want to get ashed, so even if you do the Predator Plant combo and they ash the Predator Plant that searches this, you still have plays. People usually just the smart plays just to ash the Invoker, and then I lose. 3 Solar Recharge. This card's insane. I almost decked out in that game where I had like 6 cards left in the deck, and I was still able to resolve this. 2 Gold Sarks. This card's good for Giant Rex going first, Spirit Master going second, and Vanishing Hand Traps to add back to your hand going first when you have a Amaterasu on board. And then the 3 1-ups. Rhoda to search out Goblinberg or Goroth, which is just insane. Foolish and Soul Charge. I saw this card like half of the day today. For the side, I do 3 Kaijus. I didn't play against Draco. I sided him in against ABC, but I still charge against him both games. He just bricked, so that's that. 3 board wipes. I actually didn't side these in once. Again, I didn't go against any decks that needed it. I didn't go against World Chalice. Someone told me this was good against World Chalice. I didn't use it against Pendulum because if they could beat me with that trap alone if I brick. So, and I'm thinking about siding this out. This card just sucks. I really don't like board wipes until we get until I'm going against Spirals. 3 Twin. It's the best removal for any deck that mills and keeps hand advantage, so this is just the best removal for like pendulums. I don't care if I stack their extra deck because they're only summoning 1. So, and I'll probably book it with Snow anyways. 3 Cosmic. This is good against. I played Inferno and this just won me the game indirectly. This is good against Pendulum when they chain Wavering Eyes to my Magical Spring. This is honestly just good against any deck. I don't main it because I just don't want to. And 3 Magical Spring, this card won me so many games. It got ashed once and I resolved it 3 times, and both times, 2 times I drew 3 cards in the same duel, and 1 time I drew 1 card. 2 cards and discarded 1. And I discarded Snow all 3 times. Like, this card is just stupid with Snow. And it gives Snow much more fodder. Like, I shouldn't have won half the games, but I had this card, so. For the extra, Topologic, for when they overextend, I summoned Topologic and against one guy, and we were in time, and then I summoned 2 Snows on the zones he didn't point at, and then I made Trapeze, and he attacked for 6,000, and he couldn't come back, and I was just going to Topologic whatever since main monster zones. 1 Decode. This card's really good with Snow. You just keep negating the trap. I did this so many times. I didn't think it would come up as often, but it did. 1 Proxy. I actually never summoned this card, not once. I don't play Gofu, obviously, so I just leave it in there just in case. 1 Misses. This combo is just like insane. If you don't get ashed, which I did get ashed once that whole combo, you get a free Minerva and just all. It's stupid. That card's stupid. This is probably one of the best cards in the extra deck. Amaterasu. It adds back hand traps, even though I sided them out every game, but it just extends combos. It adds back a Lightsworn when I have Solar Recharge for my next turn. This deck always is a play, and this just helps. 1 Tornado. This is really good against Pendulums. It won me a game against ABC because I hit all 3 of his strikes. 2 Minerva for the grind game, and because this card is just like, this is so stupid. I was going to play the Dark Lumina because you could actually banish Minerva and summon this Minerva, because it doesn't say a Lightsworn with a level, but that's didn't. Trapeze. I went for a game at least 4 times today with this card. Snow and Trick Clown. I don't know if Lila's a spellcaster, but I never used her if she is, but this card is just insane. And it's good against Trick Stars, so never played it, but it's good. I think it's the best combo in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now with the Misses thing. I don't know what I'm going to play with Spirals. I'll probably still play this with some like Synchro deck, but this card has to be in it. This card is like the best extra deck card other than like Amaterasu. And for Synchro, since I didn't have a Dweller, I substituted in for Starlight just for game purposes. I never summoned it. It does the same thing as Topologic, except this burns. And past games, I always needed it, but now I didn't use it. Angel Azera, this with Giant Rex makes Snow banish 5, and that's just stupid. And if they desires, he's at 38. If you keep summoning this against Masterpiece, at one point they're going to run out of pops and he's just going to swing over it, so that's good. 1 Omega, I sometimes wish I played 2 of this and not Starlight, or maybe just like a Stardust instead. Omega is just insane. You find out what your opponent's playing, even though you're still going to make the Tornado Dragon because I don't have a Dweller. Michael, I summoned this once just to get rid of the trap, but it didn't matter. I attributed it off anyway, so the trap would get negated with my decode and I won. And 1 Seraphine.
Alright. So that's the deck. Any shout outs you want to give up?
Shout outs to Nick Convery for actually letting me net deck him. He made the deck and he won his OTS in Tallahassee with it. So I copied the same deck except I didn't have an F. So shout out to Nick. He's like my deck building partner. And shout outs to Travis for Broken Mills. He gave me his luck today. He always mills better than me, but I fucking beat him every time, so get wrecked. And shout out to Team Relinquish for letting me do this deck.
Alright. Any thoughts about Circuit Breaker coming out next week? You mentioned the deck or no?
I honestly don't know what comes out. I know that I might go back to a more link heavy deck because Baguska's coming out, and if I do triple firewall Baguska, which is just so consistent in the 60 card variant that I plan on playing, you can't really play unless you have a Kaiju or board wipe or something like that. Destrudo, I didn't know it could summon from hand, so I might do Destrudo because that card's like dumb, but I do pay a lot of life points with Cosmic in the side, Trick Clown being recurred every turn. So other than that, I actually have no clue what comes out. I'm just waiting for Link Karibo so I can play Level Leader because I want that card. I want to ban that card. That card's like one of the best cards ever, and I want to ban that card. So I'm just waiting for Link Karibo to come out, and then I'll play like Orbital Hyrdalander with 3 Level Leader and just make dumb Link plays.
All right, guys. This is your boy Roots and Vic Murph from Team Relinquish, and signing out with another deck profile from Christian.